Yeah, he looked great, and I thought our group, felt sort of an uptick in energy, having a guy like that come to our team mid-season, someone we know that can help us. It's a good guy. It's going to fit in with our chemistry and everything, and, he played really well. He does what he does. The offensive rebounds, runs the floor extremely well, stole the ball several times, using his active hands, and everything we thought we were going to get in him, he showed in practice today, and we're excited about rolling him out there.
Frank, he maintained that he worked really hard to stay in shape and that he felt fine, he wasn't winded, and said that he was going to play tomorrow. I just wondered if you had an idea on role, on lineup, and minutes, all those kind of things, and what you expect against Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's going to start tomorrow night. And, we'll keep an eye on his minutes. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. He does appear to be in very good shape. It's clear that he's worked really hard during this time that he's been off. And, but there's no true simulation like playing in a game. So we will recognize that it's been a while since he's been in an NBA game, and be sure not to overdo it and, take a long-term approach with it. But, he seems to be in very good shape.
And Wiki, please.
Frank, you mentioned no start tomorrow night. Obviously, those kinds of decisions have ripples to other players. How did Mark take that news, especially considering kind of the road he's had to travel the last few months, I guess 3 weeks or so with COVID and everything like that?
Yeah, Mark's had a difficult run with with the health and safety protocols and some other things, and all I can say is he's loved here. Like, these guys respect him so much, and he's been a true pro, in handling this. And we're like I said, we're going to need all three of our centers throughout this playoff push, this championship run, hopefully. And he's a true pro.
I think there was a report today that said that he could potentially maybe seek a buyout or something like that. Has he expressed any of that to you, or has he expressed a willingness to kind of stay and figure this out?
We've not talked about that. So.
Dave McMillan?
Frank, how do you get to know Andre now? Like, did you make it a point of, trying to spend a little extra time doing individual film sessions with him or anything like that? And I guess the bigger picture question is, and he was asked about it yesterday and said his focus is just on right now, but is there any thought of, hoping that this experience goes well so he could be a long-term member of the program?
Well, that's certainly what we're hopeful for. This summer we'll play out and we'll let that happen when it happens. But we want him to help us during this championship run this season. But we're hopeful that he's a Laker for a long time to come. That's what we're envisioning. We think he's going to be a key piece for us. Both in the short term and the long term.
Hey Frank, obviously, I'm sure there's just an aspect of wanting to see what Andre can do out on the court tomorrow night. What's sort of the balance of, hey, when you go out there, let's see if we can do a couple things that are within our scheme, and just sort of letting him kind of just run a little bit and get a sense for his, abilities and limitations as a player.
Yeah, that's what this early stretch is going to be about. Putting him in situations so we can evaluate how he does, with certain offensive and defensive situations, and see how we need to adjust as a coaching staff in terms of using him appropriately.
Andy Kamenetsky?
And Frank, kind of piggybacking on what Kyle just asked you, Andre talked about how in practice he was already looking to make plays for new teammates, and he's actually, as a passer, grown a lot over the last few years. How do you, as a coach, sort of figure out your own comfort level there in terms of having him do that sort of thing, but it's kind of on the fly right now?
That's pretty simple. We are hell-bent on creating an on-the-court culture of extra pass basketball and teamwork and playing for each other. And, that's just culture that we created last year, that we took to an NBA championship. And, that's the way you win in this league. You have to have on-court chemistry, on-court togetherness. And it doesn't matter who you are or what your skill set is, that your job is to attack draw, to either finish at the rim, draw defense, and make the extra pass. You know, it's a pretty simple philosophy, but one that we're very committed to achieving on the floor. And I actually thought we had one of our best passing games of the year against Orlando, even though we couldn't make a shot. We shared the basketball at an appropriate level, play the right way. And that's what will be asked of Andre, just like everyone else.
So then Brad Turner. BT, I think you're still muted, sir.
Hello, Frank. How are you?
What's up, BT?
Things all good, man. Andre played with KCP and Marquise in Detroit. Did you notice anything today, or have you noticed anything the last couple of days about how they try to help a little bit more, and can that help him going forward?
Yeah, they just, like the rest of the guys, would pull him aside and show him certain things. There was a little bit of that. I know he's close with KCP in particular, so I think it's good to have some familiar faces around you when you join a new team, and that should help with his transition.
Back to Dan.
Hey, Frank. I think, obviously there's a getting used to sort of other players and that sort of a process, but do we overblow kind of the playbook side of a new player coming into a team, considering like this is a guy who's been in this league for, a healthy chunk of time, who's played for a lot of different coaches, played for a lot of different systems. Like, he's probably got a pretty big bandwidth for this stuff, right? Is that part of it pretty easy?
Yeah, he was very quick to pick up, the limited package that we gave him today. It's pretty simple. Every team in this league runs the same action anyway. So, it's just, what are you going to call it? What's your names for things? What's your terminology? And then what are the subtle execution pieces? So, like I said, he was quick to pick up the action that we put in and gave him today in terms of a starting package. And, I think that transition shouldn't take long.